Hello and welcome to this episode of the Burnt Ham Podcast, where we attempt to entertain you using our limited knowledge of the world.
That was very good memory, George.
Thanks.
Good job.
I like to pride myself on a strong memory. Well, it's not really something to be, I don't know, it's just pretty good to be able to remember things.
Just pretty handy.
Pretty handy. Right, let's just make something clear. Tom's really tired.
I'm sorry. I'm very tired.
Yeah.
You just said that, but I just wanted to repeat it.
If you didn't get it the first two times, Tom's really tired. And so my just uplifting spirit will have to bring Tom out of this
All that coffee
slump. I hope that's in the shot. It's probably not.
I don't think so. If you didn't see, I just spilled a little bit of coffee on a table.
Yeah, now we're 1 for 1 on spilling drinks. So I managed to spill tea on me earlier. Such a clumsy clum. Right, enough of that.
Yeah. Let's get right into the topic. What are we going to be talking about?
So, Tom and I had a movie viewing session of two very important films in cinema. First, we watched the seminal masterpiece, Hobo with a Shotgun. And let's talk about Hobo with a Shotgun for a bit. I think I can remember most of the film because I've seen it twice now.
It's pretty memorable.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons.
Mm.
Although saying that, as far as like B movies go, this one's on the better end of like production.
I would say it's just trying to trigger as many people as possible. It's try to just do stuff that they're not meant to do or not meant to show, like burning kids alive with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
In a school bus and stuff like that. That's like an example. Just stuff that shouldn't happen, but
I forgot that happened.
they just put it in the film. It's just one of those things that they just do stuff.
Yeah,
it's just a bit out there.
This guy Slick, which is the son of the mafia boss, and his twin brother, not so slick. I don't know his name, but he's just not as slick as Slick is. And yeah, he goes into a bus and uses a flamethrower upon the children. It's pretty shocking, but the way they do it just makes it comical.
It is comical because they play a song whilst doing it. Like one of them's got like a boombox on his shoulder, and the other one's got a flamethrower. But I forget what song they're playing now.
It's probably like Mozart's Requiem or something. It's not, but I don't know what it is. For all we know,
Burn Baby Burn or something like that. Probably.
They should have played what's that song? Hip to Be Square. Huey Lewis and News. I think that would have been quite fitting.
That would have been really funny, actually.
But I guess that would kind of take away from American Psycho. No, wait. Never mind. What I said was wrong. What I meant to say was it would rip off American Psycho, because obviously in that film there's the scene where Paul Allen is being played hip to be square and then gets cut into pieces with an axe. But that's a different film for a different time. Let's take it from the top. I don't know why we jumped straight into the bus thing, but it had to be said.
It was just one of the things that I just remember.
Anyway,
how could you forget?
Daddy didn't give attention. Jeremy, Pearl Jam. Hilarious vocals in that song, but other than that, it's okay. Right, enough of these silly tangents. Let's talk about Hobo with a Shotgun.
We are talking about Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yeah,
okay.
I just want to like give a quick rundown of it. So Rutger Hauer is this hobo, and Rutger Hauer was like a big star. I mean, way before my time, but I've been told he was very big in like the 80s or whatever. And he plays this hobo, which takes a freight train into Scumtown. It says on the what are they called? Signs. Yeah, sign. And this is the first zinger of the movie. When it's like zooming out from that shot, first it says Cumtown, and it's pretty amusing.
Wow.
Come. Anyway, he comes into this town, no pun intended, and the first thing that he sees is a public beheading, but not your average beheading. It's someone who's suspended round their neck.
Yeah, they've got a drain around their neck.
Yeah.
And then they're put into a drain hole. So then they've just got their head poking out.
How it didn't break his neck, I'm not sure, because I don't think anyone's neck is particularly that strong. He would have I don't know. I've never
been paralysed, at least.
Yeah, his back bones would have snapped or something, you know. And then his head gets ripped off by
a barbed wire necklace attached to a rope, attached to a truck or a car.
Driven by Slick, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And it's so odd. The body just starts like splurting blood everywhere. How the body didn't fall down through to the drain, who knows? But there's like a fountain of blood, and this girl, presumably sex worker, decides to dance erotically
whilst getting showered with blood.
Yeah, oh gosh, there's a lot of like eroticism right next to gore. I don't know what was going through the director's head. Probably, yeah, dance like that.
That made me uncomfortable, George.
Well, yeah, I mean, this show's not for kids. We specifically...
No, this is
make sure
18 plus.
Yeah, we make sure that it's age restricted, I guess. And yeah, I think just we only need to mention the plot, just to say that after all this, the hobo gets angry about all the crime.
He's like, why is everyone letting this happen?
Yeah, and then everyone's
because he goes to the police station to report because he catches one of them, like one of the sons. I can't remember which one.
Oh yeah, he does.
Takes them to the police station, and then the police are like, I'm not going to do anything.
They're like, yeah, we know, they pay us.
They give us lots of money, we don't care. And then he's like, this is stupid. So then, instead of starting his lawnmower business,
which he was going to do with his newfound friend, Abby, the sex worker,
instead, he buys a shotgun. And then he becomes the mighty hobo with a shotgun.
But how does he get the money to get said shotgun? It costs like $49.99. Do you know what he does? He eats a glass bottle on camera, and the director, cinematographer, writer, producer, editor, so on and so forth, of this little film production, which is him holding a consumer grade video camera in a back alley, pays him to eat this glass bottle. And that's like, you'd think that would be like one of the worst scenes, because I don't know, you can more effectively make eating glass scary or shocking than a goofy beheading using a drain pipe. But no, this is like it's so bad.
The tamest bit.
Yeah, and it's literally just him with food colouring and water dripping out his mouth as he chews on like some hard-boiled sweets of sorts, or hard candy, if you prefer. Yeah, then he gets his shotgun, as we said. He takes his shotgun, goes round. What's the tagline? It's hobo with a shotgun, dishing out justice one shell at a time, I think.
Wow, that is pretty good memory. I did not
Thanks.
remember that.
Sorry, it's serving justice. There we go.
One shell at a time.
Yeah, that's it. And so that's what he does. The newspaper's like, hobo does amazing things. And then I can't remember the mafia boss's name. It's like Frank or something. Let's call him Frank. I don't think he's called Frank, but he might be. He's in his den with his two sons, and he's talking about this hobo and how we've got to make everyone lose their interest in the hobo and blah blah blah.
Let's not forget, whilst they're having this
Oh, yeah.
conversation, there's like two guys tied up, like somehow, and they're just being hit with like
Barbed wire baseball bats.
by some women.
Yeah, who are topless, of course.
Yeah, and that's just it going on in the background for literally no reason.
It's just like there is no reason. I guess it's to show how terrible these people are, but it's just absolutely ridiculous. 'Cause why are they being hit by women who are topless? Why not have like some thugs beating this guy up, trying to get information, or like torturing someone in a bit more realistic sense? But oh well, who am I to judge the authority of hobo with a shotgun? Whoa, I just saved
Just
my
say
mic.
that with your face.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to adjust this a little. It's gonna sound like absolute poopy on the audio.
We apologise for that actually made like barely any sound.
I was watching the spike graph. What's it? I guess audio graph, and it went a bit crazy.
Idea.
Oh well, you'll get over it.
Wow.
We don't
Well-
care.
I'll write down when that was, so I'll try and fix it.
Oh yeah, sure. That's a good idea. We have editing.
Editing software, yeah.
Hell yeah, baby. Back to hobo. Back to hobo with a shotgun. They decide to do something heinous, which is the aforementioned bus burning scene. And yeah, it's completely comical and has no weight to it whatsoever because it's just so ridiculous. And then fast forward, everyone wants the hobo gone because
Kids are dying.
yeah, the kids are dying, and they want him to stop doing good things so that their children aren't murdered anymore, which is fair enough. But if they all team together, then they can win. I can't remember whether that happened. I think it does happen in the end, but spoilers, the hobo wins.
Yeah, I can't really remember how he even like sorts it all out, but I know he does.
I'm pretty sure he goes to he duels Slick. Oh no, it's not Slick, it's the two Terminator things.
Oh yeah,
The Mad Max Terminators.
The bulletproof.
The bulletproof sheets of aluminium or whatever.
There's just two big guys in like black metal armored suit things.
Yeah, they're like,
they look pretty cool.
yeah, as far as low budget suits, they're not the worst things ever. They looked very difficult to walk in though. So all their movements are very like
robotic.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of part of it.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing because they're meant to be like androids, evil things. Although they're less evil than the humans, because when they capture the hobo after he tries to go to the hospital to see Abby or whatever, because she goes to the hospital for some reason, I can't remember, he gets imprisoned and he's in the jail cell and he's got like the little slidey window. And he's got his cigarette, and he says to one of the robot guys, "Oh, you got a light? Got a light?" Twin Peaks reference. If you know, you know. Twin Peaks: The Return specifically. Anyway, I'm not going to do that again. And yeah, he gets his cigarette, so good for him. Or maybe it's not a good thing. Maybe it is evil because they wanted him to die from the negative effects of smoking. But I think that's just a film theory. Okay.
Yes.
So, since you couldn't think of anything to say there, I shall continue with the Hooper with a Shotgun synopsis.
I can't remember the end of it very well, I gotta be honest.
Oh, he gets out and then him and Abby are fighting the robot guys in an arena, and either him or Abby gets their arm like ground off by something or other. I can't remember what it was, but there was like maybe a motorbike wheel that they put their arm into, something like that. And yeah, eventually the cops turn up and there's a shootout between the whole town and the cops, and the hobo's in the crossfire and he just dies. And the town gets reclaimed by the good people of Cumtown.
Yeah.
So I think that's enough about Hobo with a Shotgun. Let's do a conclusion. Let's wrap this up.
Hobo with a Shotgun is definitely a film with some rather comical moments. I found it quite entertaining myself.
I'd definitely say it's good for if you're doing a bad movie night with friends and you're drinking or whatever. It's a very good film to have on if you're mildly inebriated. Sober, I'm sure it's enjoyable, but I wouldn't know.
It doesn't make a huge amount of sense, but it makes enough sense that you can follow the story, I think.
Do you want to does your gain go up anymore?
My gain?
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Oh, yeah, turn it up a little.
I can't remember which one it is.
If you turn it up a little bit. Sorry, everybody, technical difficulties.
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I'm talking a bit quieter today.
I'm not surprised. I'd be absolutely shattered if I did what you did.
For those of you who are not us two and don't know what I've just been doing, I've been to a festival on the weekend.
And I worked through it when I was meant to be going.
And before that festival, I worked 5 days in a row. So
yeah,
just been solidly going for it.
Yes, on the grind, on the Sigma male grind set. Do you recommend Hobo with a Shotgun
to someone who isn't too afraid of gore? Yes.
Yeah, if you don't like ridiculous gore, don't bother. I mean, I wouldn't say it's gory compared to other like gory films because it's just so kind of campy and low production value. But I definitely recommend this movie. I recommend it to anyone who is old enough to watch it because I think it's an 18. So make sure
it should definitely be an 18.
Oh god, yeah. There's nudity and like children burning alive and stuff. So yeah.
And some quite
some quite
offensive language. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they drop the C word, which is a heinous crime in some English-speaking countries. Like here, it's pretty uncalled for, but if you're with your friends and you use it, no one's going to be like, "Whoa, dude,
my God,
not cool, bro."
But in America, it's definitely seen as a bigger thing.
Yeah, it's a bit different there, but
it's more frowned upon, I'd say.
Which I wouldn't necessarily as a bad thing, but anyway. That was Hobo with a Shotgun. Now you know the whole plot.
Now you know the whole plot. We have now ruined the film if you want to see it. I'm sorry.
Another film we're going to ruin is Fateful Findings. I had to think about what it was called then for a minute.
Same. I remember it began with an F.
Yeah, it's a fricative alliteration.
Wow.
But yeah, the reason I can't remember the film name a lot of the time is because it has absolutely nothing to do with the film. There aren't really any. Well, I guess a treasure, which we'll get into, is a fateful finding because it affects the fate of the master of this film, Neil Breen. God bless Neil Breen. He is a gem and a treasure to the human race.
Without Neil Green, we would be nothing. Oh yeah, I keep saying green, but it's meant to be Breen. Neil Breen.
Is that because green's your favourite colour?
No.
I don't have a favourite colour. Who has favourite colour? I have favourite colours. Yeah, I have a whole palette. Right, anyway, talking absolute
Let's
crap.
get right into fateful findings.
Right, so we start off with Neil Breen. His character's name is Dylan, but we'll refer to him as Neil Breen because he just plays Neil Breen in each film because he cannot act for his goddamn life. He's with his childhood friend.
Well, actually, it's not Neil Green. Neil Breen, sorry. It's a child playing Neil Breen.
True. So we'll call this person Kid Neil Breen, despite having no affiliation with the person Neil Breen in the context of the film. No, wait. Why did I just say that? That was the stupidest thing I've ever said. He's playing the son. Oh my god! Right. Kid Neil Breen finds a treasure, and it's specifically called a treasure because they open up this little box, and the girl's like, Kid Neil Breen says, "What is it?" And the girl says, "A treasure." Oh my god!
It's a magical day.
Yeah, and then they say it's a magical day like twice. And then
they write down
it's
a magical day.
It's such a magical day that it has to be written down and immortalized on pen and paper. And then that's the end of that.
Yep, they find a gem in the woods. And
next scene. Moving on. It cuts to Neil Breen, actual Neil Breen, walking along on his phone. He's speaking to his wife, but his mouth isn't moving.
He's just...
Yeah. It is the most bizarre thing.
And then they show him crossing at a crossing, and then he walks across the road, not at a crossing. And then very slowly, a car's coming towards him. He drops his phone, goes to pick it up, and the car hits him. Oh no. Is Neil Breen dead?
It's in the broad of daylight as well, so I just genuinely do not know how the driver didn't see him. But who knows, maybe it's to do with the
brakes were faulty.
Maybe. But the car stopped like right where his body disappears and is replaced by a CG cutout of him, which flies across the road. Because who needs to do practical stunts when you can do it all in post? And and there's people just stood around like, is he dead? I saw which car hit him. It's the Rolls Royce. When there's clearly blood all over the Rolls Royce, which is right in front, stopped in the middle of the road. Brilliant. Thanks for the information. It's almost as if this movie, like, in places, it's like, we got to make sure that we know what the movie is doing. So we're going to use dialogue, which is the worst way to convey exposition. And then other times it's just like completely nonsensical and impossible to follow. Like there's cuts like that, which just move to the next scene. It's like right in the middle of me saying this sentence and right, what next topic are we going to... It's like just... It's frustrating, but also hilarious.
Very frustrating.
Very frustrating indeed. Very cool.
So, Neil Breen gets hit by the car. We've established that he's now dead but alive
Yes.
because he goes to grab his rock.
Oh yeah.
He gets his rock and then he wakes up or maybe he's unconscious, but he's in the hospital. That's the next scene.
And he's holding a treasure for the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And a treasure revives him from the comatose state which he's in, which he's got this cast like mask thing on him, and
Over his face.
Yeah, over his face, and then he's got a oxygen mask as well, but it's on the cast, so it's completely useless. And the like injection stuff like IV drips and that aren't in him. They're just like taped. The tube is taped to him, and he's not getting any of the nutrients.
And the hospital room's just clearly in his house because it's like
it's
got carpet on the floor, which is just weird.
Yeah, and it's like the whole movie's shot in this one house, other than the scenes that are outside the house, but there are about like maybe 30 minutes of the film set outside the house, probably. And oh my god, this film is exhausting to talk about. We're only about 10-15 minutes in, and we've been talking about it for like a good 5-10 minutes or so. This one, we've taken one for the team here. You better watch this so you can appreciate the effort that was worth the film that was worth the effort of watching and writing down things about it. It's such a difficult job, honestly.
It's just difficult to follow because it just cuts around and it's just like the dialogue doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah. If you watch this alone, you'll just be sat there like, what is going on? Yeah. But if you're with friends, then you'll just be shouting and screaming about what is going on. Why did that happen? Why are none of the women wearing bras? Why? Oh god, this is such a mess.
Anyway, next scene. So then it cuts to some small domestic argument with two random characters, which we aren't really told how they're related to Neil Breen.
We have to assume they're husband and wife, but they're both probably porn stars.
Yes, that is just assumed based on deductive reasoning.
Based on their performances and how porn stars are probably cheaper to hire than like people who can actually act.
Amateur actors.
Yeah.
So they have a small domestic argument, then the stepdaughter's sad.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's that. That's the end of the scene.
Yep.
Then it cuts back to the wife of Neil Breen, who...
She's probably drugged up at this point.
Yeah, then she chucks some pills away. Like, Neil Breen doesn't want to take... No, I can't even remember why.
Right.
She chucks the pills
I
away,
remember
to
this
be
scene
honest.
now. So, Neil Breen is tapping away on his broken laptop, which she has many of for some reason. And he's like, where are my pills? Pills. I need my pills. And then that's when the pill toilet scene happens, where his wife unscrews the bottle and pours them in the toilet. And then she... or does she? No, she takes some. This isn't the toilet scene.
She takes a few, puts them in her pocket, and then chucks the bottle to Neil Breen.
She teleports out of the bathroom, and then just throws them. And Neil Breen's like, and it is beautiful. He's like, and then he's looking at them. He's like, I don't need these anymore. And that's where the pills go down the toilet.
So then he chucks them down the toilet, and then the wife's like, those pills look tasty, reaches into the toilet and grabs them out. and somehow they haven't dissolved.
Oh, they're Neil Breen's pills, so they don't really follow normal rules.
Thank you for the clarification.
That's all right. Any explanation you need for a question for this film is Neil Breen made this, so you're like, the world is different when Neil Breen is in the same 30-mile radius as you. People just act differently. He is like, he's just such a good visionary director. Moving on, I think the wife of Neil Breen and Neil Breen decide to have a dinner party at this point, and
so the two people that had the domestic argument plus the stepdaughter and then Neil Breen and the wife all sat around the table, and you just have this most awkward dinner scene ever shot.
Oh God, it's you. So you know how when you go to a dinner, like whether it be a work outing or see a family, whatever it is, before the food's ready or before the meal comes at a restaurant, say everyone's sat around talking with each other. But no, this scene starts with them looking at each other, just smiling at each other, and then out of the blue, one person decides to start a conversation. Goodness knows how long they were there, sat smiling at each other, and dinner will be ready soon, apparently. And
who is making the dinner?
The Neil Breen's wife. I mean, I don't know if Neil Breen.
How? She's sitting down.
It must be cooking. Self-cooking vegetables. Who knows? And then the stepdaughter is like, "I'm hungry," like in a really sort of like it was kind of got sexual undertones
way,
and it was just made obvious that she is probably a porn star, a porn actress or whatever. And oh my God, the acting's so bad, and somehow Neil Breen is the worst. He's literally he's the guy that wrote, directed, produced, edited this film, starred in it as well. He's like he is the most sense about this film, but even he can't work out what he's doing.
Yeah, there's just no direction in any of the scenes. There's no emotion. It's either someone's just talking completely blankly, or they're like, "Oh my God." That's like the only two things you get from people.
That was scarily accurate. That no exaggeration. I would not be surprised to see someone do that in the film. It is so.
They would just move their hands like this and just slightly raise their voice.
And that's a good lead in, a good segue to the car scene, the garage scene, where the friend of Neil Breen, the man one, yeah, the husband man person, he's like an alcoholic or whatever, but that's irrelevant. He's like doing some work on his Ferrari. For those that are interested, I think it's a Testarossa. I can't remember. Watch it and you'll find out. But he's doing work on his car, and the wife just comes in out of nowhere with a gun, and she's like, I can't believe you love that car more than me. And then he's like, fuck you. And then she shoots him and frames him for suicide. But that's not the best bit. The best bit is when Neil Breen, who is at the door, hears the gunshot, and he's like, and he goes to the garage, sees that his friend had the gun right next to him and a gunshot in the side of his head, and he's like holding the body, and he's like, I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have done this?
So then the emotion is just pouring through you at this point. Yeah. You're like, this guy's distraught. He's like, how the hell could his friend just kill himself.
I cried.
this. Yeah,
I cried for
tears.
hours. It was heartbreaking to see that this film hadn't had a proper theatre release. That's what made me upset, because it was just so good. Oh my god, that scene's pretty famous actually. I think if you search up like Neil Breen, I can't believe you committed suicide, you'll get that scene. It's worth a watch. It's only a couple minutes long, so
If you don't want to watch the whole film, just watch that because it's just funny.
That scene and No More Books. We'll get to No More Books, but just search Neil Breen No More Books and you'll get the scene I'm talking about. Right, moving swiftly on. I just want to mention, throughout the film, there's like a couple of times where Neil Breen's stark naked in his garage, which he's put bin bags up around. I presume it's his garage because it's like a concrete floor. And it's just like, this is meant to be a set with dim lighting and black curtains and a black carpet. So like it just looks like black. You can't see anything.
Looks like just a person with nothing around them.
And he obviously thought, yeah, this is going to be really cool and dramatic. It's going to be like something Stanley Kubrick would do. But instead it's just Neil Breen naked in a bin bag room. I have no idea what relevance these scenes have. There's a book there. There's a book / table, a book table.
Yeah, the book that's like levitating on a table or something like that. It's just never explained.
No.
It doesn't really explain why he goes in this bin bag room and what relevance it has to the film. It just happens occasionally.
It's really important, okay? I don't know why it is, but it's probably really important. It's probably something to do with a treasure. Yeah, I thought that was important to mention. Then, eventually, Neil Breen reunites with the childhood friend of his. Who knows what her name is? I'm not sure. She's even given a name.
Say the name.
No, it's a bit like in Of Mice and Men, where Curly's wife is just called Curly's wife, because Neil Breen is extremely misogynistic. I don't know if he is. Maybe, who knows?
I would assume so based on the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the actress's choice to not wear bras throughout, but that's what happens. It's like, you mustn't wear a bra, otherwise you can't work on this film.
That is important for the film.
It's important to Neil Breen. Gross. I've forgotten my train of thought.
It was something about meeting
the childhood friend, yeah. And they meet up serendipitously on a walk. I think they just so happen to run into each other. And they're like, hello. And then walk off. And then they both turn after going an equal distance the opposite way of each other.
The exact same amount of steps.
And then twist. It's like a modern art piece. It's choreographed perfectly. It's probably the best part about the film, direction wise. And then they walk back up to each other and hug, and then it cuts to them looking at the lake that they're at, and they're like, it's a magical day.
And just something I want to mention is those people were the people from the very start of the film when they're both 8.
Yeah, the same age.
They found this rock, and then they meet up, and Neil Breen's probably like 50, 60, and the woman's like 30s.
Yeah.
But surely they would be the same age.
I think Neil Breen must spend a lot of his time. That woman probably has a hyperbolic time chamber, like from Dragon Ball Z, and just lives in there.
Maybe that's what she got
the other way
from
around.
the box.
Yeah, she got a hyperbolic time chamber. I can't remember if I've got that the right way around, but it does not matter. And oh god, it's just so cringy. It's just like, what? You could just have a woman the same age, but no, he just hires loads of young, presumably porn actresses, and it's just super odd. Who knows? I hope this guy is just like genuine and is just trying to make a film and not some weirdo.
Who's just trying to be with people. That's an ice cream van.
Yeah, there's I hope it picked it up.
I don't know if the mics picked it up, but that would have been funny.
Ice cream. But yeah, judging from seeing him out of the context of a movie with him actually like talking in interviews and stuff, he genuinely seems clueless. He doesn't know what his movies mean, and I think he simply just thinks he's a great filmmaker and is doing really good filmmaking. But
I hope that he thinks he's one of the best directors alive currently.
I mean, he is for the wrong reasons. With regards to like bad movies, he hits the nail on the goddamn head.
So anyway, back to the film. I can't really remember what happens, and then somehow just after he finds his childhood friend, the wife kills herself.
Yeah, and then he's there doing the same shit again. He's like, I can't believe you're gone. I'm so emotional. Like, his acting. I could do the scene better. It's going to be terrible, but I'll do it now. Oh my god. I can't believe she's gone. That's more emotion than Neil Breen. Like, I'm no actor, and that was terrible, but, you know. Come on, put some oomph into it.
I think they just literally went with the first shot in every single scene.
Yeah. Like,
there's no evidence that they took anything again.
Yeah, because like in the scene where the childhood friend reunites with Breen, they're talking and a literal goddamn plane is going over above, and you can tell because you can hear just like yeah, and then they're just like talking like and the wind's like
and it's meant to be some emotion. It's got like some emotional music playing over the top.
That's another thing. The mixing is terrible. Like, no audio mixing was done in this film. I feel like he made this film in Windows Movie Maker.
The songs either on or off. There's no volume control whatsoever.
And sometimes in the same scene, like, you'd have good audio and it sounds like they've got sound foam. And then it cuts to a reverse shot, and you just hear the air conditioning unit going like...
Yeah, you just hear loads of ambient noise.
Yeah, it's like a David Lynch film, but not. It's like a David Lynch film in the sense that it's got lots of ambient noise and kind of psychological tricks using sound, but it's just completely unintentional and not effective in this film.
So yeah, after his wife kills herself, he gets with his childhood friend, which
as you do.
They knew they loved each other when they were 8, apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 8-year-olds have a perfect concept of romantic relationships, obviously.
And he talks about hacking into government sites and that he's going to take down the government for doing bad things. It's not really explained what they actually do wrong.
For national and international corruption.
Oh my god. And so he's doing lots of hacking.
You can hear the mechanical keyboards because they're like old laptops. And then he's like, oh, no more books. No more books, and starts throwing books everywhere. He literally, I think this movie started out with him filming himself, by himself, just like throwing books and doing some dramatic acting. And then he was like, I know what I can do. I can make a movie about throwing books at laptops because of corruption. And there you go, you got Fateful Findings.
And of course, he hacks into the government people, reveals all the secrets.
Oh yeah, all the secrets.
I don't even know. And then shall we just cut to the bit where he's outside the White House?
Yeah, so he holds a press conference outside the White House. He's like the way it happens.
So he's
is,
basically the president at this point.
Yeah, which is a good thing for America. It just cuts to him outside the White House, and he's like, I have uncovered all the secrets about the government, the insurance companies, and the banks, and blah, blah, blah. And then he doesn't say anything actually informative. He just threatens them with the idea that he's got all this information about the illegal activity of big capitalist corporations. And then everyone starts to kill themselves. I'm not joking. Everyone starts to kill themselves.
So people just then go up on stage and go, I am the president of banking.
No.
I have done lots of bad things.
Yeah, that's literally how it happens. But might I remind you, he's not the president of banking. He's the president of the bank.
Oh,
You know,
sorry.
the bank.
The president of the bank.
Yeah, the bank.
Not a bank, the bank.
Yeah. And then you've got my insurance companies of blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna, I can't, he takes some pills in his car and he's in his garage. Sorry, Neil Breen's garage. And he hits his head on the steering wheel very slowly. They're like instant action suicide pills. It's like
basically cyanide without the foaming of the mouth.
yeah.
Another woman is a congressman, and she just is in the car, turns her engine on, and dies.
That is how you die. If you sit in your car with your engine on, you will die.
Because she was in the garage in her car. She didn't turn her car on outside, so that means you die.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got some guy who just cuts himself in Neil Breen's bath with a glass of whiskey. And
so somehow Neil Breen has made all these people just kill themselves because he's so amazing.
yeah, he is the god.
They just know that they cannot match him, and the only way out is death.
I think that's a reasonable assumption. Like, if Neil Breen threatened me, even in a fist fight, I'd run for my life. I think he'd trip me over using his psychic powers, but God have mercy on Neil Breen have mercy on my soul. And that's
Neil Breen is God.
Neil Breen is God. If there's one thing to take away from this video, Neil Breen is God.
And that's the end of Faithful Findings.
And that is a quick summary. And a quick summary of this film was 30 minutes long. To go through the whole film, I'd say you'd need a good hour to hour and a half to pick down every single scene, because there's a lot to talk about. But I think we've plucked out the most important ones. I mean, we did forget about the barbecue scene, but I don't want to talk about this film anymore.
Yeah, I can't remember it well enough anyway. Yeah, it's a very strange film. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it's pretty comical.
It was very funny. I laughed pretty much throughout the whole film, and I just kept on out loud asking questions because I needed to say it out loud. Thinking it in my head was not enough. It's
You
like,
just have to be like, why?
yeah, it's like when you see someone do something really stupid and you're like, oh my God, why would you do that? It's like Neil Breen makes a film. Oh my God, why would you do that? Why would he do that? To grace us with the greatest piece of cinema that is ever made, Fateful Findings. And now it is time to rank Fateful Findings. Actually, let's rate Hobo the Shotgun first, because we forgot to.
Hobo with a shotgun out of 10.
Yeah.
5.
I'd probably say 7 for entertainment value. As a movie, I'd say 4 or 5. Yeah, but
Entertainment value a little bit higher, maybe
Yeah.
6.
and now,
It does go pretty quick actually, Hobo with a shotgun.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
paced quite nicely. That's a good thing about it.
Mm.
It's also useful how it's 80 minutes long. Any longer, and I would not enjoy that film.
It is a lot. And then Fateful Findings, obviously a 10.
10. It might be my favourite film. Not like in the sense of good film.
Like, wow, that was amazing. Like,
but
The Father.
yeah, but favourite film for like bad, funny. Because this is a gold mine of bad, funny things.
If you just want to just laugh at the horrible decisions made by the god that is Neil Breen, then it's just pure entertainment.
Oh yeah. And that wraps up the movie discussion segment. Now, I wanted to talk about something very close to my heart because it goes in my stomach, food. I want to discuss what we think the best fast food restaurants we have are.
Fast food.
Fast food. Fast food.
What is
fast
the
food indeed.
fastest food?
Fastest food. No, what fast food restaurant does have the fastest delivery time though?
Subway is
Subway.
very quick.
If you're the first person in the queue and you don't get cheese and toasted, or toasted or whatever, then boom, sandwich made in under a minute if you're really lucky. If you're really simple and just get ham like a psychopath, then Subway is the fastest food. But what's the slowest fast food? I'd say probably McDonald's on a busy
maybe-
day.
Yeah, like I had Mackey's yesterday, and it did take a good 10 minutes, but it was really busy. So
Yeah, I do feel sorry for McDonald's workers
yeah, I always feel sorry for them,
because they always look upset.
and they're all like young
They're-
people who just look like, oh god,
Yeah.
what have I done? Why am I doing this?
It's like, I wish I didn't work here. I'm so hot and greasy. This is horrible.
And also, thank you McDonald's for doing a vegan wrap.
And thank you, McDonald's, for making hyper-capitalism even bigger a problem.
Yeah.
But what is the tastiest, the most scrumptious, luscious, poop squeezing fast food? I'd say, because our fast foods here in Englandio are really bad.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Oh.
I've had Taco Bell before, and
I've
that's
never had that.
rather tasty. I haven't had it recently enough that I've tried any vegan option. I don't know if they do vegan options, I got to be honest. But I did find that very tasty just because spice is nice.
Spice is nice.
KFC, that's something I did used to really enjoy as well.
I don't care about it anymore, especially when you've got Nando's, because you can have spicy chicken then. That shit slaps. I know what I'm going to say as my favourite, as the best.
Okay.
Five Guys. Now that is a quality.
Do they
fast
actually
food.
have do they have fast food there? Or
Yeah, it's like a fast food restaurant, isn't it?
I thought it was Eat In. Oh no, that's TGI Fridays. Five Guys is I don't think I've ever had Five Guys.
They're like proper
Burgers.
Yeah, they're like not like McDonald's burgers, which are just so mediocre.
Pancakes.
Yeah, they're like just the thing is with the McDonald's, I always know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna have a thing that I know what it's gonna taste like, and it's gonna fill me up, and I'll be good for the next few hours, 5 hours, 10 hours if it really hurts my stomach. But yeah, Five Guys takes the biscuit. No. doesn't take the biscuit. It puts the biscuit there because you get more food. How about yourself? What would you rank as the top fast food restaurant in the whole entire galaxy? Oh my god.
Well, the problem
begrudging
is at the moment I haven't had a lot of fast food because veganness
veganism.
isn't very helpful when you want to get fast food.
True.
Plus,
I guess that's a good thing though.
yeah, that's one of the great things about becoming a vegan is proper food.
True.
Recently I've literally only had a Mackey's wrap from fast food wise.
But take yourself back to your childhood.
Back in my childhood, I've already mentioned I really enjoyed Taco Bell just because it's nice and tasty. KFC I used to really like. Burger King was meh. Same as Mackey's was kind of meh. What other ones have we got? I do really like Subway as well.
Yeah,
I don't know
I don't
what they
mind
put
it.
in their sandwiches, but
I've
they
had
managed to
turkey.
make it taste very good.
Yeah. Pizza Hut. I used to love Pizza Hut as a child because you could go to the ice cream machine thing and it would give you like unlimited ice cream. And
Unlimited ice cream with all
unlimited
the
sweets.
sprinkles and Smarties and
sauce.
sauce. And
Oh my god, I used to just pour on butterscotch sauce. Such a healthy child. But oh well.
if we're counting pizzas, then Domino's.
See,
Very nice.
I much prefer Papa John's pizza because it's more like an actual pizza pie as opposed to Domino's, which is like your standard takeaway pizza. I'd say that their toppings, which aren't the cheese, because I'm not a big fan of the cheese because it's a bit just, it tastes like the pre-shredded cheese you get in the packet in supermarkets, but I do like their toppings like the beef and jalapenos and peppers and stuff. Although it's difficult to get peppers wrong, but yeah, Domino's isn't terrible, I'd say, but not my first choice.
Yeah, I'm just not going to give a top spot, unfortunately, because I don't actually know.
I'm gonna retcon everything I said and go ahead and say the best fast food, because I think this qualifies, is the Tesco meal deal.
Does that count?
I think so. Fast food. What's the definition of fast food? Food that is delivered quickly. You nip into Tesco and you grab the sandwich.
It's not made to order.
Yeah, but neither is something else. I don't know. Yeah. Don't question whether Tesco meal deal is fast food or not. Let's just say it is.
Tesco meal deals are god tier though.
Oh yeah, they're like super high up on the ranking list. Maybe number one. But the problem is sometimes the choice is poor and the price you have to pay is a hefty one. £3. That's a lot for a drink and the sandwich and a packet of crisps or whatever.
Yeah, but when you need a quick bite to eat,
Quick scran.
it's good, but paying £3 every single day for a Tesco meal deal is a bit extravagant.
It's like a student trap. Students are lazy and don't like to cook for themselves, so they just nip down to Tesco and grab themselves 3 things which will keep them going for the next few hours. So they've got capitalism down to a T with the Tesco meal deal, but it doesn't mean it's not nice.
Anyway, I think that's the end of our fast
Tom-
food chat.
Tom has had enough of my food
And
topic.
I'm really hungry now. We've been talking about food.
I'm quite hungry, So that's why we have to bring up a new topic. The next topic is, I went to Cornwall and it was really nice. And now we're going to end the episode because I'm hungry as well.
Thank you. I thought you were just gonna start talking about Cornwall then,
No,
and then I was gonna get annoyed because I wanted to end the episode.
I did go kayaking. That was pretty fun. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Goodbye, everyone. I'm sorry that this episode I was dead.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm hungry.
Same.